Now, the part of today class, we are going to learn about the concepts of Kautilya Ardhashastra. Kautilya Ardhashastra, in this topic, we are going to emphasize a few concepts. What is Ardhashastra? The meaning and essence. Essence is nothing but importance of Ardhashastra. And Ardhashastra, according to Kautilya Ardhashastra, what is the nature of state and the nature of the king and Saptanga theory, administrative system and different elements of public administration and machinery of the government and important officials also, and judicial system and final system also. So in the part of this, we are going to know the basic things. Kautilya Ardhashastra. Kautilya, one of the important administrative thinker in ancient time. It is called Oriental approach. In Oriental approach, Kautilya and Sun Tzu's concepts and other administrative thinkers, philosophers' concepts are very prominent in the field of public administration. So, Kautilya Ardhashastra in ancient time, it is a study of administration. So, this Ardhashastra in Indian political context, it is the first political context. This Kautilya Ardhashastra can explain the procedures and the principles of the ruler, state, and administrative system and economic policy. Along with that, it is also emphasized the strategy of war. It is called military strategy. And this Kautilya Ardhashastra, when we are talking about Kautilya Ardhashastra, 350 to 285 BC, the Kautilya is a Mauryan time, is a prominent administrative thinker or prime minister. So Kautilya is also known as Vishnugupta, and his name is also called as a Chanakya. This Kautilya is a professor of Takshila University and a teacher of Chandragupta Maurya. So in Mauryan administration, Chandragupta Maurya is one of the important administrative administration, this thing in Chandragupta's time, Mauryan time especially. So he prepared that Chandragupta Maurya to become a excellent administrator in Gupta's period, Mauryan time, sorry. So in the introduction, Kautilya Ardhashastra, one of the ancient study of administration, and it is the first political context. It explains the principles of administration, procedures of administration. So what is Ardhashastra? Ardhashastra means the word. The Ardhashastra explains the problems of acquiring and maintaining the land. Then Ardha means the Ardhashastra. It's divided into two words. Ardha means economic or wealth issues. Shastra means politics or science, which means Ardhashastra is nothing but it is a combination of science of wealth and science of government. So this Kautilya Ardhashastra is focused or emphasized on two objectives. The first objective of Kautilya Ardhashastra, the governance, which means the maintenance of kingdom. First one. Ardhashastra focus on governance. Second one, Labha. Labha is nothing but occupying territory or conquering the kingdom. So that is called Ardhashastra. So in Ardhashastra, one of the things which can be known as, it can be said that related to the aspects of economic and welfare aspects and livelihood and production, etc. So this Ardhashastra, we can define that in ancient time, one of the important script or administration aspects. So in this one, we can say that one, Dandaniti. Dandaniti, which means it is a policy of punishment. Danda refers, it is a coercive power of the king or unstrained by law or used to exercise authority and inflict the punishment upon the offenders. During the ancient time, they follow the Dandaniti. Dandaniti is nothing but it's a policy. It's an administrative policy. If any person violates that law, then he will be punished according to Dandaniti. Danda refers to coercive power of the king, that ruler habit. And about the Dandaniti in Mahabharata, Shanti Parva clearly explained that Arjuna was a proficient in the Ardhashastra, in Dandaniti. And Kautilya is also often compared to Italian thinker Machiavelli, because the Italian thinker, how is profound the concepts or administrative principles. Similarly, Kautilya is also proposed his principles for the administration. So we can compare Kautilya with the Italy thinker Machiavelli. So we can see that one, this Kautilya Ardhashastra, important Hindu policy. So Kautilya's Ardhashastra is an important Hindu policy, whereas Machiavelli, Italy political thinker, 16th century political thinker, Machiavelli, the prince, also one of the important treaty or important book in administration. So this prince can be called as a European political thought, whereas Arthashastra is an Indian political thought. So Arthashastra is composed in form of brief statements called sutras. So Arthashastra rule based on sutras. So it consists of sutras. When you're talking about Arthashastra, that is a book we can call in simple words. So this book consists of 15 books. Arthashastra book consists of 15 books or called Adhikarnas and 150 sections and 180 chapters. 180 chapters is nothing but Prakaranas or 6,000 verses. 6,000 verses is nothing but sutras. So this is the importance of Kautilya Ardhashastra. When we asked about the Kautilya Ardhashastra, what is Kautilya Ardhashastra means, you need to write. Ardha and Shastra meaning you need to write. And what it is focus, it is combination of science of wealth and science of government. It have the two objectives, that means of importance of kingdom and labha or acquire the land. So it's related to the economic welfare and livelihood and protection, production and wealth, agriculture, etc., etc. Then go to the other concepts of Kautilya Ardhashastra. In Kautilya Ardhashastra, nature of the state. What is the nature of the state? That state actually is an anarchist state and rule is based on Machinaya. Machinaya is nothing but law of fish. Means a big fish will try to swallow the smaller one. So during that time, the powerful man will try to create the problem or exploit the weaker sections. So this is called the Machinaya. Machinaya means which person have the power or strength, that fellow will try to create the problem to the weaker section. So the nature of the state, actually it was enforced and common people were oppressed. So this oppressed policy, the state, nature of the state. So that state is already proposed to Manu. Actually, this was proposed. It is based on the Manu Dharma Shastra, son of Vivaswata. So Manu will try to protect the weaker sections. So when the ancient time, Machanaya is practiced, during that time, the powerful persons will try to create the problem to the weaker sections. So to protect the people, the weaker people, the Manu is appointed actually. Who is Manu? Manu is son of Vivaswata, son of God we can call. So he will try to protect it. When the person, Manu is protected the common people, then we need to pay something to that fellow because he's protecting us. So for that, 1/6% for the agriculture protection, we need to pay the tax, and 1/10% mercantile or 1/10% of the gold. This is a tax nature of the state. And it is responsible for the people protection. So Manu is responsible for the people protection that time. So another thing which is come under the ancient time, Kautilya Ardhashastra time, nature of the duties. So what type of duties a ruler can perform? Ruler must and should need the knowledge in the public administration. So not only the king, along with the king, other employees also, they need to acquire the knowledge in the administration. So all officials need to acquire the knowledge in this one. And which persons may not have the knowledge, they are not eligible to participate in the discussion, in the king's discussion forum. So acquire mastery of arts governance is compulsory. So Kautilya advised that prince should be scholarly and prime minister should understand the governance and government machinery. So that is the responsibility of the king. He must need to know about the administration activities. So Kautilya and other ministers also need to know about the science of administration. So Kautilya, the prince should get the necessary training in economics called Varta. So must and should the rulers need to train in economics. That is called Varta in the administration. And another one is Dandaniti. Dandaniti under the supervision of theoretical and practical statesmen, the ruler and ministers has to learn it. Because this is the nature of the duty, the ruler has to know all these things. And prince possesses the good and amicable qualities. So the prince should have the good qualities and declare the commander-in-chief. So the commander-in-chief must be strong. If the leader is weak, then the state can be acquired or defeated by other people. So that's why to protect the state, the ruler must and he need these qualities is here. So nature of the state we have discussed and nature of the duties also we have discussed. Next to go to the another concept, that is the Saptanga theory. So in Kautilya Ardhashastra, it was very clear they have emphasized about the Saptanga theory. What is Saptanga theory? Saptanga theory is nothing but there are 7 prakirtis are there. So these are 7 organs, 7 elements which are held to the ruler. So in the administration activities. So these 7 we can call Swami or ruler or king is the first one. Second one is Amatya. Amatya is nothing but minister. Third one is Janapada. Janapada is nothing but population. And fourth one we have this in the Saptanga theory, that is a Durga. Durga means fort. And to run the administration for the budget purpose, we have treasury. Treasury is nothing but Kosha. And Danda. Danda means army. Mitra. These 7 elements comes under the Saptanga theory. Please remember once again. So Saptanga theory is nothing but there are 7 organs which will help the ruler. So first one is Swamin. Swamin is nothing but we can say that one ruler or king. King was a very life of this state. So because the state is depends on the king. If ruler is good, the state administration will go smooth. So king has a defender of the dharma. So you need to protect the dharma. And king have the power, but his power is limited according to Shastras. Shastra says, according to Shastras, the king has to perform his duties here. And regarding the people welfare, he's treat the people like own children. So he must be treat the people like his children. So take care of the people that is a responsible of the Swamin or ruler. And the ruler has to expect dharmic, a great decisive thinker, fearless and possessed and self-control. So these are the qualities of the Swamin. So Saptanga theory is important. Please remember, Saptanga theory is nothing but Kautilya enumerated 7 prakirtis or 7 organs which will help in the administration activities. Among that one, that is a Swami. Swami is nothing but ruler. So it is a very life of the state. He is a life of the state. What is the qualities of the Swami? Swami must and should be follow the dharma. And he need to look after the welfare of people. And he is expected to dharmic. He need to follow the dharmic principle. And he is to be grateful, decisive, thinker, fearless, all these qualities we have. So always ruler need to expand his kingdom. So we can call conquer and has expansionist. Always engaged in the expanding the borders of his kingdom. So ruler must and should, he need to expand his territory, his kingdom. This is the first principle which are common up. Next one, Amatya. Amatya is nothing but minister. Minister comes to the and administrative hierarchy next to the Swami. So he's one of the top public official in the Arthashastra, according to Arthashastra. He's like a special minister. So this minister or Amatya look after the detail of administration. Every day administration is going to look after by that one. So in some other places, according to Arthashastra, Amatya or minister is divided into 2 officials. So Amatya must be should some qualities. He must be loyal to the king and reliable and capable also. The capability the ruler required, otherwise he is not become an Amatya. So his Amatya should be selected among the persons who have the efficiency and intelligent. And Amatya should be involved in the good salary and they will allot some good residence to the Amatya. So whatever the similar facilities we have in Indian, like the ministers, so similar facilities can be enjoyed by the Amatya here. So once again repeats you, Amatya is one of the important in the hierarchy of the Kautilya Arthashastra in the Saptanga theory. So he's one of the top official and he look after the daily administrative affairs. So Amatya is divided into 2 types. There is Amatya, some other place it is divided as a Amatya or minister there. So there is a qualities also I have mentioned. Next one, in the Saptanga after Swami, after Amatya, we can discuss the Janapada. Janapada is nothing but people. So this is one of the important event. Without people, the state cannot be ruled. Here, the territory should be natural fertile lands and mountains, rivers and forests, everything we need. So it's nothing but every state needs such kind of natural resources. So without natural resources, that state cannot be survived. So in the Kautilya Saptanga theory is also emphasized about the Janapada. Janapada is a combination of both territory and people inhabitant, people who are living in the particular place. So we need territory in the territory. Territory is nothing but place, geographical area. In that geographical area, in that territory, people has to live in that. So this is an important Janapada. So Janapada, he defines that. Kautilya said, people should be prosperous and its land fertile and enough to pay the taxes. So what is the geographical percentage of Kautilya Arthashastra? He says that Saptanga theory. So people should able to pay the tax. So that is one of the important in the Saptanga theory. After the Janapada, we can discuss another administrative element, that is a Durga. Durga is nothing but fort. Generally, it is a defense purpose we have Durga. It will try to protect the king from the external and internal emergencies. External aggressions is nothing but war with other countries. So in ancient time, there are kingdoms are there. They will try to occupy this Mauryan kingdom. So that's why they will try to protect it with the help of Durgas. So there are 4 types of Durgas are there. So first one is Adik. Adik is nothing but which is surrounded with the water. And Parvat. Parvat means, we all know that Parvat is nothing but hills. Mountain areas can be called as a Parvat. So this is the one type of fort or Durga. Fourth one, Danwan. Danwan is nothing but desert. And one Durga. One Durga is nothing but forest area. So this is only defense purpose we have. When the aggression, foreign aggressions, war against the people, against the kingdom, then they will try to escape from for these places. And internal emergency time, if any kind of emergency, for example, fire incident takes place, immediately people will go to the water area and forest area. They will try to protect themselves. Next one, Kosha. For every administration, Kosha is important. Kosha is nothing but a treasury. So it is a backbone of every state administration. In ancient time also, Kosha is one of the important. So in Mauryan time, the Kosha, the income of the state derived from the different taxes. So during that time also, there are different taxes, sales tax and village tax, import tax, there is a different taxes are there. Generally, during that time, the agriculture tax is main from this one. Cattle tax, cattles are there, cattle and agriculture tax will be there. The water tax also will be there. So because then they are constructing the canals, then for tanks and other things. So we need to pay some money to those people during that time. So another important 6th element, that is Danda. Danda is nothing but army. So it will play the important role to protect the state. So a good soldier must be loyal and patriotic, advantageous and courageous, brave and well versed in the military arts. So this is important. Army should be strong. So in Chandragupta Maurya became a good ruler and efficient ruler in that Mauryan system because of he has a good army. So due to that, in Saptanga theory, army is one of the important. Next one, military. Mitra. Mitra is nothing but friend or ally. So the term Mitra or friends stand for the good neighbor states. So we need to maintain the good relation with the neighbor states. So Kautilya defines that he emphasized the foreign relations, treaties and agreements between the two countries and the security forces, peace agreements, etc. So in this Mitra and align, so is emphasized in this one. So once again repeats you, what is Saptanga theory? Saptanga theory is nothing but the state is based on the 7 organs or 7 prakritis. The administration can be run with the help of these 7 elements. First one is Swamin, is also called as a ruler or king. Second one, Amatya or minister. Third one, Janapada or population. Fourth one, Durga means fort. Fifth one, Kosha or treasury. Sixth one, Danda or army. Next one, Mitra or friends. So this all comes under the Saptanga theory. Go to the next principles of administrative system. Kautilya Ardhashastra emphasizes 4 books or 4 chapters mainly related to the public administration, the current public administration. Of course, there are many concepts are there. Kautilya has analyzed many principles like division of labor, coordination will be there, hierarchy is there, and a government machinery will be there. So, especially in Kautilya Ardhashastra, I said the 15 books are there. In the 15 books, book 1, book 2, book 5, and book 6 explain about the public administration. Please remember this one. Administrative system of Kautilya Ardhashastra. In administrative system, book 1, 2, 5, 6 explain about the public administration aspects. So book 1, it is called Vinayadhikara. So in the Vinayadhikara, it says about the functions of the king, what type of functions the ruler has to perform, and daily affairs, the daily functions of the king also it will explain. So remember that book 1 is Vinayadhikara. It's related or explain about the functions of the king. Second one, Adhyaksha Prachara. Adhyaksha Prachara, that word itself says that. Adhyaksha Prachara. Prachara means it deals with the officials and the capital of the states, fort and state rules, etc. So this is Adhyaksha Prachara. And another one, book 5, chapter 2 of book 5, related to the Yoga Vrata. Yoga Vrata is nothing but it explains about the emergency precautions by the king. And it is also related to the recruitment process. In the recruitment process, during that time, there are different tests will be there. Ardhopada, Kamopada, Dharmopada, these are the different tests for the recruitment purpose. So which persons are passed in the particular exam, they will appoint for that. So we will discuss the recruitment later. Here, book 5 related to the Yoga Vrata. For the emergency time, the ruler, how they need to protect his kingdom and his property and the people. So as I told you that it's Saptanga Thiri, Durga and will be there, fort will be there. So these are for the protection purpose. So they can use these one at the emergency time. And another book, 6th book, that is a Saptanga Thiri. Saptanga Thiri, it explains the 7 Prakirtis. Please repeat, remember you, please. And again repeats you that administrative system of Mauryan system are principles of the public administration, Kautilya Arthashastra. 4 books related to the public administration. Book 1, Vinayadhikara, clearly defines about the king and his duties and his affairs. Book 2, Adhyaksha Prachara, explains about the official duties, capital of the particular state, different rules of the particular state, forts, etc. And book 5, explain about the Yoga Vrata, means emergency precautions by the king and recruitment process. And book 6, explain about the Saptanga Thiri. Okay, this is about the administrative system. Go to the next concept which has come under here, public administration principles. What are the public administration principles in the Kautilya Arthashastra? In Kautilya Arthashastra, we have the division of work will be there, because in that there are 34 departments divided into 18 tirthas. So in the 18 tirthas, mantri is one of the posts, means these are different posts, different departments. So mantri is nothing but a minister. This is will come under which division of work. Work is divided into the different people, between the different people. So Mantrin will be there, Purohita will be there, Senapati will be there, Yuvaraja will be there, and different positions will be there. So you can see in the PPT, division of work is a public administration concept in Kautilya Arthashastra. That is the first related to the public administration. Next one, authority. Authority is nothing but power. So in ancient time, in Mauryan administration, especially, the power, entire power in the hands of the king. So king himself and only the persons who have the prajna. Prajna means intelligence, and Vakshakti. Vakshakti is nothing but power of speech, convince capacity. So those people can rule this one. So this comes under authority. So all the recruitment process of Kautilya prescribed as a four methods. So in this one, 4 methods: authority, Dharmopada, Ardhopada, Bhagyopada, Kamopada. So this is the authorities here. So in the public administration principles, we are learning about the division of work, authority. Next one, hierarchy. So hierarchy will be there. How this Saptanga Thiri we have explained, similarly we have. In the division of work, we have explained that mantri, after then priest, after then senapati. So this is a hierarchy. This is an order. So Kautilya have given the bureaucratic structure of administration, which was a hierarchical in nature. So he believed that strict chain of command is required. So that command should be, everybody need to follow it. And king has the supreme authority or supreme power. All the department heads are mantras, mahamatyas, has to follow his orders. Superintendent has to follow it. So this is a hierarchy, my dear student. Next one, unity of command. So only one authority. Unity of command is nothing but command, unity of command. That command, that order will be given by only one person. That is called unity of command. Unity of command is nothing but there was only one authority, that is the king. Means the king will order it, everybody need to follow it. So rest of the staff, their authority from the king, who were answerable to the king. Means the rest of the authority is answerable to the king. So this is called unity of command. And centralization. All powers rested in the hands of the king. So legislative, judicial, executive powers rested in the king. So this is a governance process in the Kautilya Arthashastra. These are the few principles which are come under the public administration. Next, we go to the centralization is also one of the concepts. Centralization. Centralization means same. So powers in the king's hands of the king. So centralization is a detailed centralization administration. But some other places here, I have mentioned 6 points. Centralization administration, but it is also decentralized. So some other areas are divided into that one. When you talk about the decentralization, 6th point, remember, centralization is a king, and you can make it 6.1. That is a decentralization also will be there. In the decentralization administration, Puras are there. Puras is nothing but present metropolitan cities we can call Puras. And Janapadas also there. Janapadas will be there. So town administration system we can see in the Mauryan system. So in the village level, we have Sabha and Samiti. These are the 2 houses which are look after the daily in the local administration, local matters. So During the Mauryan administration time, Pataliputra in the administration point, one of the important one, because this is consists of the Parishad. Parishad is nothing but it is consists of the 30 members. The 30 members will divide into 6 committees. The each and every committee look after the different activities. So like we have in the municipal corporation chairman will be there and mayor will be there. So how they are divided into the different functions, how the officials work. In a similar way, we can see the decentralization in the administration point and accountability. So every official is accountable to the king, and the money which was spent in the administration, each paisa, it is called each anna, is accountable. So public officials had to be accountable for every paisa, every anna spent for the public welfare or any doing purpose. So this is a accountability. If anyone misuses the budget or amount, then he will be punished according to Dandaniti. And motivation principle also there. So if any employee is doing a good job, then they will try to promote them. They will try to encourage them. So the theory of Dharma Shastra, according to Dharma Shastra, they will try to motivate it. And the ruler will try to see the people and see the employees in the different ways to finish their work. Sama, Dama, Veda, Danda. So these then will be followed. So Sama means in the peaceful way, they will try to communicate it. Danda means if they are doing something wrong, punish it. So Danda, Beda means compare. Sama, Dana, Beda, Dandopaya, it is called. So this is a motivation. And employees can be motivated by providing good salary and pensions also. If any person doing the good work, then they will give the reward also. Like in the present administration, how the employees will get the reward and these things. So Mauryan administration time, there is a rewards also there. This is the concept of public administration. And one of the important aspect, that is a recruitment. Please remember that. Kautilya has prescribed certain principles in the Ardhashastra recruitment aspects. So in the recruitment, employee should be, employee in his kingdom must be competent in the technical competence and boldness and ability to face the challenges. So this is common. And prince or the king must acquire the administration knowledge. So all important recruitments are based on prajna. Remember that. The test will be conducted on the prajna, means intelligence, and vakshakti, power of the expression or speech. So in the recruitment process, we have the different process: dharmopada, kamopada, ardhopada. So let me explain this one. Those who are passed the dharmopada, dharma. So these people will appoint as a judges in magistrates. And those who are passed in the artha means money. So who are passed in the artha test, those people will be appointed in the revenue system. And who passed the examination, baya is nothing but pramaxity of the king. And who passed in the examination, kamopada, they will appoint in the entertainment this one. So one of the important, interesting aspect which was said in the Kautilya Ardhashastra. So I said Dharmopada, Ardhopada, Kamopada. They need to pass in the examination. So you can raise a question is here, sir, there is no corruption in that administration. Yes, corruption is there. But Kautilya says that in Sanskrit word. It's a wonderful narration by the Kautilya Ardhashastra. He said that in Sanskrit word, I will repeat again, repeats you about the corruption. He said that Samudra Garbhamu Jivinchu Macham నీటిని గ్రహించుట ఎటు ఎలరంగ జాలవో ప్రభుత్వ కోశాగారమునందు పనిచేసే కోశాధికారి ధనాన్ని తస్కరించక మానజాలడు, which means how we cannot find the fish which is living in the water. When it is drink or swallow the water, we cannot find. In a similar way, a government officer or government employee can eat the public money, but you can't find out when he is going to eat. So this is a wonderful narration by the Kautilya about the corruption aspect and other things which are come under the machinery of the government. So machinery of the government is nothing but few department will try to assist in the administration activities. So this is called 18 tirthas. So remember this 18 tirthas, only important I will explain. So very easy to remember this one. First one is mantrin. Mantrin is nothing but minister. The present minister or counselor equal to counselor. Next position will come under purohita, priest. Next position, Senapati, means chief of the army or commander of the army. Yuva Raja means a prince. Next one, Dwarika. Dwarika is nothing but chief of the palace, actually palace attendants. And Prasastar is magistrate. Samahartar, collector general. Samindar, chief of treasury. Pradestar, commissioner. Star Commissioner. Nayak is nothing but town guard. Paur is nothing but chief of the town areas. So these are the different things will come under. Very familiar to you people. Dandapala, Durgapala, Anantapala, Atvika, very familiar to you. See, Dandapala is nothing but officer army of department. Dandapala. Durga is nothing but fort. So Durgapala will try to protect the forts. And Anantapala is nothing but is an officer to protect the boundaries, border, Anantapala. And Atvika is nothing but is in charge for the officer for the forest. So like forest officer. These 18 Tirthankas, please remember this one. Next, go to the other concepts which are command of the home department. So law and order department, we can call present administration. So prime minister is in the home department. We can call the prime minister one of the important one. Like Kautil is a prime minister during the Chanakya time. And to assist him, doorkeepers will be there. Superintendent arms will be there. All minister level officers participate in the home department. So in the home departments, judicial system will be there, courts will be there, Dharma Shastra, and superintendent of the liquors will be there, slaves and traffic will be there, traffic courts will be there, and spice is nothing but spice is one of the important spy. Secret agents we can call those spies, like intelligence officer, intelligence bureau officer. They will collect the information from the government. So this is one of the important aspect in the administration activities. So next we can talk about the what are the financial aspects which are common. So in the financial aspects, kosha is one of the important for this one. Kosha means the collecting the amount from the kingdom. So there are different sources in Ardhashastra. So we can call in the income, it is called in kosha. So kosha is nothing but the income is nothing but ayasarya. Ayasarya means income. Vyayasarya. Vyaya is a Telugu word, we can say that one. Vyayasarya is nothing but expenditure. Remember that in the financial administration aspect, Ayasarya and Vyayasarya are two are important elements. So that income under these one, we can say that one. Income under the Kautilya's time, there are 7 sources will be there from the cities, villages, mines, irrigation, and professions from the forest also, they will collect it. 1/6% tax from the crops, means agriculture crops and private lands, and water tax will be there, as I told you previously. And we can say that one, Samaharta also will be there. So Samaharta is nothing but he is collecting the taxes from the agriculture, and he is assessed by the Gopa. Gopa is nothing but Sthanika. Gopa is in charge for the 5 to 10 villages. 5 to 10 villages. And Gopa is assist, means helped by the Sthanika. So these both the officials in the local level offices, both are in charge for the managing the land records especially. So this all trade office look after by the Panadaksha. Panadaksha is nothing but trade or business. And Shulka Daksha. Shulka is nothing but he will collect the duty and imports. So these are the comes under the finance administration. Again repeats you. Finance administration aspect is one of the important area which has comments here. Finance is nothing but in kosha. This is one of the element in the kingdom. And Saptanga theory, we have the kosha also. In the kosha, in the finance, it is called income called as a ayasarya, expenditure called as a vyasarya. So income is based on the 7 parts. So income sources 7, like cities and villages, mines, irrigation, profession tax will be there, forest tax will be there. These are the different taxes. So what is the percent of paying taxes? 1/6 for the agriculture, 1/10 for the business like gold and other business, and water tax also will be there. As I told you that during that time to maintain the canals and everything, the agriculture farmer has to pay the water tax also. And in the finance administration, the local administration, we can call it a local administration. So Gopa is here. Gopa and Sthanika. Gopa and Sthanika. Gopa is in charge for the 5 to 10 villages. So like RI, revenue inspector. In village level, we have the Panchayat secretary and the village level officers like similar way. And this Sthanika is about the Gopika. So these are the comes under the Sthanika and local government system we can call. So this is related to the financial administration of the Kautilya Ardhashastra, and local government administration is here. Any doubts about this one, Ma, in this topic? Any doubts? Next, we will go to the Sun Tzu's Art of War. So any doubts in this, ma? Kautilya Ardhashastra? I have no doubt. Yeah. Next concept, go to the Sun Tzu's Art of War. So one of the important concepts Sun Tzu's Art of War. So in ancient India, ancient world, the Chinese philosopher or military strategist Sun Tzu. So he wrote the book that is Art of War. Art of War is nothing but it's a tactics in the war. In warfare, what type of method a ruler or the soldier has to follow it. So that is the art of war. Let me discuss the art of war at a glance. So essence of art of war, important elements of art of war, the important strategies, and art of war, how it is related to the public administration. So we can discuss these things. First one, introduction, art of war. You can see in the image Sun Tzu photo also. Sun Tzu is a Chinese military strategist and a philosopher and writer. He was lived in the 5th century of ancient China. So he's belonged to China military strategist. So that art of war, one of the important book, that important masterpiece on war strategy internationally. Because that art of war book is practicing, that principles is practicing widely in China and Japan military level. And my dear friends, in business aspect, number of enterprises or business organizations are practicing the Sun Tzu's art of war principles in the success of business. And Sun Tzu has worked as a military general in the King Hu Lu. He is a ruler of the Wu state. The Wu is the city name in ancient China. Remember that? So we are talking about Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu is a Chinese general or a military strategist and philosopher or writer. He belongs to 5th century BC. So he wrote the book Art of War, the art of war related to the military aspects. So he was served as a military general in the King Hu Lu. King Hu Lu. Hu Lu is the name of the ruler and Wu is the place name. As ruler, Wu is the place, ruler name. So during his time, there are 7 states always constantly fighting each other. Because of in China, east part of China, there is a fertile land will be there. So to acquire that land, the 7 states will try to fight each other. So to success in that particular war, Sun Tzu has emphasized few concepts in the form of art of war. I hope it's very clear. So these constant 7 states, this is called warring states. So warring states in ancient China, Zhuo, Qi, Fin, Chu, Han, Wei, Yan, Hu. So these are the 7 ancient city-states. So these 7 city-states will try to fight each other to get the fertile land in eastern China, east place of the China. So Sun Tzu, with his experience, when he has participated in the war, he has some practices. That practices is put on as a book. So that efforts has written in a book. So this book is a philosophy of war, managing the conflict and winning the battle, how we can win the war. So it is explained. And the Sun Tzu's principles, not only in the military, these are applicable in business administration, and it is also say the leadership qualities, how the leader need to act. That is about the introduction. Then art of war. So art of war divided into 13 chapters. Remember that. Kautilya Ardhashastra divided into 15 books. 15 Adhikaranas also it is called. So whereas Sun Tzu's art of war divided into 13 chapters. So interestingly, art of war says about the military strategy. But Sun Tzu says that without doing war, how can we fight? So it is when the 2 parties are there, 2 opposition countries are there. So try to threaten the enemy and try to go to the defense mode, but don't do the war. If you do the war, financially you need to spend the money and employees. I mean, army also will die. So financially, materially, and people will die in that war. So without war, how can you success? So this is the art of war. It is focused on that. So art of war is one of the testimony and instrumental to the Napoleon success. So Napoleon Bonaparte, he's also practiced the Napoleon principle, that why successful in the war in Napoleon. So in China, Mao Tse-tung and Mao Zedong also, they have practiced the Sun Tzu's principles. And in 1990, which we can call it a Gulf of War. It's against the Iran war. So 9 to 10 countries are fight against the Iran. So In that war also, the coalition countries, the coalition army is also success in this war. They have practiced Sun Tzu's principles. Due to that, they have success in this one. So Sun Tzu's art of war is mainly focused on the present society. It's like Japan country is also practicing this one, Sun Tzu art of war principles. Only in corporate companies and business companies, they will try to make it success of their business. So that's why they are practicing these tactics based on the Sun Tzu's art of war. And the interesting thing is that presently the army training institutions are also taking this book and they're giving the lectures in art of war to train their military officers. So art of war divided into 13 chapters. The 13 chapters I have explained here. First chapter deals with the assessing or assessment or plan. If we have the plan, how can we plan for that war? And waging war is also second chapter. Third chapter explain about the strategic attack. Strategically, how we need to attack in a particular kingdom on particular ruler. So when you are attacking on particular kingdom and these things, you need to know the geographical area, weather conditions, and whether food grains we have or not. So we need to look after everything. And the fourth chapter explain about the deposition of the army. Fifth one, army forces. Sixth one, weakness and strength. These weakness and strengths of the this ruler and enemy state ruler also we need to know it. The weakness and strength of the military major. If the military major is strong, then he can lead the successfully. So we can give the one example. The Napoleon, he defines that there are 10 goats are there, but these 10 goats are led by a lion. All the goats will fight like a lion. Which means the leader should be like a lion. Remaining subordinates all are the army people are there like a goats, but that goats become lions because the leader is a lion. So that is this thing. And the seventh one, military maneuvers. Eighth one, various and adaptability. Variations and adaptability. How need to adapt the war tactics? So a leader should not follow the same tactic. So we need to change the tactics. And the next one, ninth, movement and development of the troops. 10th one, terrain. Terrain is nothing but geographical area. So anytime Sun Tzu says that from the top level, we need to fight. We should not be, wartime should not be go to the down place. If you are in the top of that place, immediately you can attack an enemy. This is the 10th chapter. And 11th chapter explain the 9 battles, 9 battlegrounds. So it says about the field, war field. And 12th chapter explain the attack with fire. When the people are fight against any enemy, they should be fire till end of the success of the war. So we have one of the example is here. Alexander is coming to some other place. He want to conquer that world. We know that. So he's subordinate that army people says that, sir, we need to walk the long place. We need to cross some particular mountains. Then they ask some other people because they don't know that how to go to that particular area. Then Alexander asks some other local area people, then how can we go to the particular place? Then that fellow says, sir, that is a big mountain will be there. It's very cold. You can't cross it. It's the highest mountain, so you can't cross it. So, but Alexander kept quiet. Then is moving with his army. He's encouraging with his army people to move forward. Then their army soldiers are asking, sir, when we will cross this one? Yeah, this is a small one. After next it will come. Then he said that people are cross that mountain. So people went to the complete plain place. Then army people is subordinate asking that Alexander, sir, where is a big mountain? That fellow has told that we need to cross the big mountain. Then Alexander smiled and replied, already we have crossed that big mountain. So this is a thing, means that fire that convince, the leader should convince his subordinates to move forward in the war. And intelligence and effectiveness is nothing but spies. This is the 13th chapter. And the first chapter, I told you that details and planning. Planning is important in any success of the war. So the plan is a life of death and life of the success. So if army people, they have a good plan, they will success in that war. If they have a bad plan, they will die in the war. So we need the 5 constraint factors when we are planning for this one. We need the moral law, heaven, earth, and commander should be strong, and method of discipline. We need the discipline in the planning. And waging war, next element. The waging war against the enemy is obviously comes as first. So battle, win the war army, adopt the practical decisions, and the speed and decision methods we need to follow. So how many horse we have? How many troops we have? So how many athletes we have? We need to count it. Sun Tzu says that leader need to refrain from the alternating his clear plans or strategy. So he need in his mind clear strategy. The most successful leaders can understand and keep the track of each troop and each army by motivating, physically strengthen, and state of mind. So this is important in the waging war. So before combating war, army generals have to ensure or account the few factors like hunger, trust, and attachment and accumulation, outrage, injustice, everything they need. So this is a waging war. It's an important one. And attack with the strategy. We need a strategy. This is a third chapter explains about this strategy. Strategy is one of the important factor. So first attack the enemy's tactics. Sun says that attacking strategy, attacking by in the strategy says that first we need to attack enemy tactics. What are the enemy plans? We need to fail his tactics. What is the plans he have? Just we need to fail his plans. The military officer has to think of how can to destroy the enemy's troops and property. First, you need to think of how can we destroy this one. And Sun Tzu says that a successful leader, if he operates policies that would be obtain the best results. What is that policies? We can see that there is a 5 essential principles we have. That this everybody we need to follow it. Of course, in general life we need to follow it. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. He will win who knows how to handle both supervisor and inferior and lower subordinates. He will win who knows army animated the same spirit. And he will win who prepare himself the way to take the enemies unprepared. He will win who knows military capacity and he is not interfered with by the sovereign of others. So these are the few concepts. Sun Tzu says that 5 concepts. Repeat again you. He will win who knows how to fight and when to fight. He will win compulsory who knows how to handle the superior and subordinates. He will win who knows the armies, the spirit, and he will win who prepared himself first. He will win who have the military capacity to this one. So this is one of the important aspects. And the tactic disposition. Tactic disposition is nothing but the military commander defending the current army and based on the decisions, how we need to do it. This is a tactical disposition. So it explains about the commander how to recognize the strategy and conclude himself such kind of ways. So this is a tactics disposition. And another thing which are commander, next one, energy. Energy means use of power or military power. So it is a deals with the army movements, time, action, innovation methods, etc. So this is an important one. Strength and weakness. Strength and weakness is nothing but the ruler and that army leader must be strong. If the weak leader will be there, that armies will be defeated in any war. So we need the strong army, strong leader. So leader should be strong. It explains how the army should respond to the different methods in the warfare in the region. So maneuvering, this section explains about the how to success with the skills and precautions needed by the army. And when you are facing that enemy, we should not feel pressure. So these are things. And various tactics. Various tactics is nothing but change the army plans. So different operations we need to change. Different military operations are characterized by the flexibility and change according to the situation. So we need to change according to situation. He gives the best example. He expresses that faced by the commands in the direct combat. How to move army successfully from one place to another place. How the army military operations have changed its characteristics, flexibility, and it changes. So this is this thing which are common. And army on march. March is nothing but when they are moving towards army march. So analyze the enemy's intentions and describe how the army should deal with the various situations arise when they are enter the enemy's territory. So this is the thing is here. Terrain. Terrain is nothing but geographical area. So we need to see the geographical conditions. That enemy's place, where it is located, what is the distance, whether it's a danger, what are the obstacles, we need to know it. And 9 situations in the battle. Different situations will come under when we enter the war. So this is. And attack with counter fire. So army soldiers always need the fire to attack on them. And spies. Spies is nothing but they will be the spy. Spy, they will give the information like intelligence officers. They will give the information regarding the enemy's this. So this is important. And another thing is which are come under the important strategical issues which are come under the leadership qualities. So leadership qualities, leaders should be strong and determine outcome of the war. So he defines that leadership qualities is here. So leader will be need to have these kind of qualities. So whose moral influence is stronger? We need the strong moral influence to the subordinates. So that's a moral influence. Whose followers work harder to achieve the collective goal? So collective goal leader should be do like that. And which leader is highly competent? So leader should be highly competent, and army should be more natural and geographical advantage. So we need to do it one. And another important strategy of this one, art of deception. Art of deception is nothing but it's one of method of the dishonest way of war. So if we can say that one, yeah, I will come to here, we will inform to the enemy, but we won't go there. So this is the deception. Means we are saying something we are not practicing. So Sinju says that art of material art, it is called. So we need to mislead. Sinju says that to mislead, pretending to be competent but incompetent. To mislead military forces as if they were not equipped to decisive if they are way in the distance. While interfering near to tempt and lead the strategy and to confuse and damage. So is a art of hypocrisy. So it is an art of hypocrisy. You say to him, yes, I will come to here, but you don't go. If enemy expect you, it's compulsory he will be there, but you don't go there. So enemy won't expect, he won't come to here, but you appear in front of that enemy. So this is called art of deception. So art of deception is not practicing in this type of method in Japan and American American this because they feel it's a not a ethical principle. But whereas the China is widely practicing this art of deception methods in the market and military strategies also. So next one, information. Information is one of the important factor. Based on information, the war, in any war, they can success. So tactic information compulsory. This should be assure information. Once information should be valid, complete information, valid information we need. If the person is with the wrong information, then that army, that troop will be defeat in the war. So we need the accurate information, that one. And flexibility. Flexibility is nothing but changes. The plans changes. So you give the Sunju give the wonderful example of this one. How the water flowed from the top to bottom area. So up area to down area. So that flexibility needed the army also. So we need to change the strategy. So continuous class strategy should not practice. In the same strategy, you should not practice it. If army is going the same way, we should not go next day in the same road or same way. So we need to follow the different way, which are not expected by the enemy. So that is an important mission. We need the strong goal, strong vision. So including the government systems. So this is an important one. Avoid conflicts. Internally, we need to avoid the conflicts. So among the army, among the rulers, we need to avoid the conflicts. Sunju should avoid the conflicts and strategies of the competing system. So important of this strategy, he says that plan important is very important for the success in any war. To try to avoid war with them such as possible. Sunju finally says that try to avoid the war if possible. Do the war successfully. But if any chances will be there, try to avoid the war. So that's why I said Sunju's art of war is nothing but it's a military strategy. But he's also said that without doing war, how to get the success, you imagine for that. Think about that one. Next, Sunju's art of war relevant to the public administration. This is important. How the public is relevant to the public administration. So goals and between the supervisors and followed by this one. The common purpose is the first element which has commander. Common purpose, the goals between the supervisors and followers and top level officers, double level officers we need. So this is a common purpose. And another element which has come under the leaders unify the followers. So we need to unite the subordinates also. This is the first one. Response to the environment. So we need to respond to the environment. So how the water changes, we need to change our plants also. This is a response to the environment. So if the rain season will be there, should not go for the war because in rain season you can't move forward. So this is the environment. So respond according to the environment, plan according to the environment. And leadership. Leadership also one of the important, as I told you, leader should be strong. If the leader is not strong, then country will be defeated the war. So leader is strong, that country will be strong. Sunju says that the weak country will be the weak. If the leader is weak, country will become the weak. So leader have to overcome, need to avoid few qualities. So first thing is that neglect, avoid the negligency and avoid the fear and avoid the angry mentality, avoid the intense self-content, so, and avoid the nepotism. So a leader must and should avoid these concepts. So these principles. First one again repeats you, every leader should avoid these concepts. So these are commander. And last and final, military commander need few qualities also. 5 qualities. That qualities are intelligence, justice, kindness on others, courage, and good ending. If a leader starting anything, then he will end with the successfully. So that is a few things which are come under in his art of war. So Sun Tzu's art of war. So today we have discussed the two concepts, that is the Kautilya Arthashastra. Another one is Sun Tzu's art of war. So thank you. Do you have any doubts and clarifications, ma? Yashwant, give the voice to all the participants. Yeah. Any doubts and clarifications, ma?